All right. Sorry, you guys. I've been driving for 13 hours. Before we start talking about this, I just want to tell you that I've been in finals week and I've been super busy. This mount is not holding the phone, so I might have to kind of fix it really quickly. Hold on. Okay. Let me see if the mount holds the phone right now. I apologize. I haven't been posting many videos lately because I've been studying. I've been out of my mind with school. But I'm going to try to be quick on this because it's really warming here. I don't know why I turned off the car. I might have to turn it on again to just have the AC on, but it's just so noisy. And I don't know if the microphone is going to pick up. But anyways, as I was driving, I got wind of a story that it really got me upset, and I needed to jump over here and go into this live with you. As I said, I haven't had time to edit any of the pre-recorded videos that I've made before finals started. I have a bunch of videos ready to just edit and upload for you guys, and that's gonna come soon. My finals are coming up very soon. And I apologize also to my members that I haven't been posting anything for them, and I'm sorry. I'm going to go back into my thing as soon as finals are over. And if you haven't followed me on my social media, I've posted something along those lines to you guys over there. Let me try to like get this wheel out of the way. It kind of sucks to be here, huh? But I'm trying to get my social all right. I posted on my social medias and here on YouTube that I've been dealing with finals. That's why. But if you guys haven't heard about the situation, 4 days ago, this YouTube channel called Nikki Phillippi, which is a lifestyle family vlogging channel, which is owned by Nikki and her husband, Dan. They post a bunch of content about their dogs, their child, her pregnancy. And if you don't know what family vlogging is, they kind of remind me of the Stauffer family. And I'm saying that because they actually attempted to, allegedly, this is all alleged. And before I actually say this, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. But before I say this, I just want to give you guys a quick disclaimer. Do not go chasing them and giving them any like hate or anything. This is just a rant because I'm really, really angry about this. I just drove the past hour watching videos about the situation, and I just couldn't, you know, even though I can't research on it, I can't give you guys any footage. I just wanted to talk about it because this is absurd. Anyway, so they remind me of the Stauffers because they also attempted to consider adopting a child from Thailand. But as soon as they found out that adopting a child, they would be binded by a law in Thailand or whatever, Philippines, whatever the country that they were going to adopt this child. Allegedly, when they were trying to do that, they told them that for a whole entire year, they couldn't share any information about the child, posts on social media or anything like that. Now, they lost their interest. These guys have 1.28 million subscribers on their main channel, and they have 400,000 subscribers on their Instagram. And that's just Nikki Phillippi. Dan, I didn't even look at his Instagram because, as I said, I'm driving, so I'm just listening to the stories. But I grabbed one of my little receipts and I wrote down everything that I wanted to talk about with you guys today. And let's go and talk about this. Because if you don't know the situation, girl, ugh. All right, so we talked about the adoption, right? They tried, but they found out that they couldn't use their child or their newly adopted child for content, so they gave up on that. Then, well, they have this dog. Well, they have two dogs. They have a Yorkshire, whatever, but I could say Yorkshire. And then they had a Bull Terrier. And if you don't know what kind of dog this is, it is the Target dog. It's the same breed. So they had a Bull Terrier. They got the Bull Terrier when the Bull Terrier was weeks old. All right. And on their video, they say that the dog displayed aggression, signs of aggression from a young puppy age. And keep that in mind. put a pin on that. I've heard that before, right? Put a pin on this one. But the dog has displayed signs of aggression from a puppy age. And then they posted videos throughout these 9 years where the dog has displayed little itty bitty nits and pics of aggression. They posted videos where one video, the husband is shoving his face up the dog mouth, and he's shoving his hands up the dog's face and mouth while the dog's eating. And we're going to discuss that in a second. But first, I want to talk about the fact that they also commented on their video that their small Yorkshire, whatever, has been bit by this dog in the past. And if you look, like, there's going to be a lot of YouTube videos about this with plenty of footage, and I feel terrible that I can't make a proper video for you guys, but there's a footage of one of their Instagram videos where he has a little Yorkshire on his hand. The dog is growling and he is taunting the bull terrier that they call Bowser. That's like the bad villain from Mario Brothers. So Bowser. So they get the little Yorkshire and they're like taunting the dog. They're taunting Bowser with the little tiny dog. And Bowser's playing around and he's joking around with it. He's like jumping and like wagging his tail while the little one is growling, because probably that little dog, you know, is uncomfortable. Why are you like offering me back and forth? Like, but anyways, this video is not about that, but it's just kind of like to give you guys a little bit of what's going on in this family. Okay, because their video is some bullshit. All right, so, and then, all right, they finally get pregnant and they have a child, and that was about a year ago, right? So right now their child is a toddler, right? Between 1 and 2 years old or whatever. I don't know, like, what is the classification of a toddler, but I looked around on their channel and she had her baby about a year ago. And on their video, they say that they had to put Bowser to sleep. They had to put Bowser to sleep because Bowser bit their kid. I forgot their kid's name. I don't care. Whatever. Now, on their video, they say that that happened 20 minutes before they had to be in the airport. Yeah. And we're going to get to that too, right? But before we get to the events that led to them putting the dog to sleep because they had to, let's talk about the fact that they say that throughout like the 9 years that they had this dog, the dog displayed aggression and they never did anything about it. Because they didn't, oh yeah, no, they didn't. There's no mention on their video, as far as I can't remember, that they done anything to fix what was going on with the dog. But anyways, we're gonna get to that too. And then they also said that their son antagonizes the dog, right? He picks on the dog. It's a 1-year-old child. This child cannot get close to a dog by themselves without being released from a playpen, from a mother's arms. A child don't just walk around a house without somebody at least looking at them, because children that size, they're stupid. Not because they want to be stupid, but they're dumb because they don't know what they're doing. So a parent should always be watching their kid. A 1-year-old can hit their head somewhere. They can drink toilet water. They can drink something they shouldn't be drinking. They could get into an accident, right? So if this child is antagonizing the dog, somebody was watching that happen. Somebody was watching this kid pick on the dog and did what? Nothing. And then they say that one of the events that they had with the dog and their child was that their kid grabbed the dog's ears so hard that he gave the dog cauliflower ears. And if you don't know what cauliflower ears are, it's when, have you seen the people that do jiu-jitsu and they have the big ears? That's what cauliflower ears are. Can you imagine the amount of pain that this child put this dog under? And again, I am pretty sure somebody was watching it. I'm pretty sure somebody watched this kid crawl, walk weirdly, or whatever this child does at 1 year of age. I don't know if he's crawling. I don't know if he's walking. I don't know. There were no details. But this child got to the dog and somebody was right there. But this child still managed to get to the dog and do that to the dog. And then when the child did that, that's when somebody did something and pulled the child away from the dog. And then the dog gets injured. It gets cauliflower ear. Oh yeah. But let's not think about the fact that, okay, the dog gets injured. He did nothing to the child. And they say that in the video, that the dog did nothing. The dog let this child crush his ear, give him cauliflower ear, and he did nothing. A dog with a history of aggression, allegedly, right? Okay. Next up, right, they go to saying that the dog bit the child. So apparently the dog was eating. And that's where we're gonna go to the video that I mentioned just in the beginning of this rant of mine, because I am not thinking right now. I am so angry. But in the beginning of the video, I said to you guys that there is a Instagram footage where he is shoving his hand on the dog's face while the dog is eating. Listen, I have a dog, or I had a dog, who lives with my brother right now in Brazil. When I enlisted to the military, I brought my dog to Brazil because I knew I was not going to be able to take care of my dog by myself, being that I travel so much. So I didn't want to rehome my dog to a stranger because I don't know what kind of people are out there. So I brought my dog to my brother, who loved my dog, and he decided that he wanted to keep her, and then she's in Brazil now. But I got her when she was 4 months old. I potty trained her. I trained her how to behave in the house and not destroy the house. And I also taught her how not to be aggressive while eating. And you know how you do that? It's not by shoving your hand on the dog's face every time the dog eats. And if I start sweating, it's because I freaking turn off the car and I am under the sun and it's really hot in here. But anyways, you do have your hand in a bowl with the dog eating. Yes, you can do that. You can also actually take the food, put the dog to seat next to the bowl. Don't let the dog go to the bowl. Grab the food with your hand from the bowl, and then you feed the dog. And then you let the dog go to the bowl. And then when the dog's there, you pet the dog. Maybe a little bit on its face, just a little. Maybe a little bit on its head, mostly on its body, and then you will get used to people touching it while it's eating. Now, you shoving your hand on the bowl and shaking the dog's head while it's eating, it makes the dog stressed, because the dog knows that every time you will go eat, it knows that some hand is going to come and shake his head. Can you imagine every time you eat something, somebody shakes your head? Can you freaking imagine? How would you feel that you know that every time you buy food, some random person is just gonna come over and shake your head while you're eating? That's ridiculous. But anyways, let me go to the next point. Let me look at this. All right. So they said that they had to put the dog down, put to sleep, because it bit the kid. Right? And he bit the kid 20 minutes before they had to be in the airport. So how bad was this bite? And they say it in the video. It was not that bad. And I'm not saying that, hey, they shouldn't care because it was not a bad bite. But they still went on vacation. And then they put the dog to sleep when they came back. My leg's falling asleep. Let me fix myself. Okay, that's ridiculous. All right, you went on vacation, so your child was fine. Your child did not get bit to the point where you had to take him to the hospital. And that does not justify that the dog bit the kid. It does not. That's not what I'm trying to say. But to say that you had to put the dog to sleep because he bit your child, that how come your child is sitting next to the dog while the dog is eating? Who was watching this child? Who was watching this child? Right? And then they had 9 years to get the dog rehomed, to get the dog trained, because remember that I said they have 1.28 million or 1.280,000, whatever, 1.28 million subscribers. Just so you have an idea of how many subscribers you need to make some money on YouTube. All right, for an average of YouTubers that I've been watching, they have 100,000 subscribers, right? So if you look at 100,000 subscriber YouTube channels, I've looked at their average income is $3,000 a month. So if a 100K YouTuber makes about $2,000 to $3,000 a month, can you imagine how much a 1.28, why can't I say this? Can you imagine how much a 1.28 million subscriber channel make? And they couldn't freaking spend money on a dog trainer? They couldn't spend money on a dog trainer, but they could deal with the dog while making videos about the dog, because there's a ton of videos on that YouTube channel using their dogs for clicks, views, and money. The 1.28 million subscribers that they have, the $3,000 per 100K subscribers that they make came from these dogs. Incredible. Freaking incredible. But then there's another thing that I wanted to mention to you, and I'm sorry if I'm screaming at you because I'm very angry at this, and I already said that a bunch of times, but I can't contain myself. Nikki also mentioned that the dog has anxiety when it comes to moving. So the dog, every time they move, the dog gets anxiety. And it was weirdly coincidental that this bite event happened because they are getting ready to move. Oh, so now it's really convenient, isn't it? It's really convenient because your dog bit your child, which there's no excuse to it, but it was a bite that it was not serious enough for you to cancel your vacation. But it is serious enough for you to put the dog to sleep when you come back from your vacation? What the hell? What? And then they justify on their video that they called several professionals and they try to get counsel about rehoming the dog or rehoming the dog, right? And then they were told that their best option was to put the dog to sleep. I don't know who would tell somebody to put their dog to sleep if their dog bit their kid, that it didn't even hurt their kid. If the dog had hurt this kid, if this dog was a truly aggressive dog, when this kid grabbed his ear and gave him freaking bunny ear, cauliflower ear, the dog would have annihilated this kid. It was a bull terrier. Those dogs are strong. The dog did nothing. And then now, because the dog gave him a boo-boo on his face, now the dog has to be put down. Oh my God. Like, I am sweating in here. I'm sweating in this car. But anyways. And another information that they said that they had, right, was if they gave the dog and rehomed the dog, they would be liable if the dog bit someone. I am going to turn on this car. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I am sweating bullets in here. So they were told that they would be liable to any kind of injury if the dog bit somebody once he went to the new owners. I don't know if that's true, but I saw, okay, but I saw in some videos that you can actually bring your dog that you can't take care of it anymore, and you're not willing to get a trainer to train your dog because of the money that you make. It's not to train your dog. It's not. You can't spare some of the money that you make on YouTube to train your dog. It's just too much work. So if you're not willing to train your dog, just give it to a no-kill shelter that will rehome the dog, or care for the dog and train the dog. And then when he can't get adopted, you will. You could do that. You could look harder because you have a 1-year-old child. That child, it's impossible that this child was able to walk from point A to point B without parental supervision. And if this child did, these parents are the problem here. I mean, they were the problem the whole time. But the fact that there's a possibility that this child got to the football of this dog without parental supervision, can you imagine what else this child could have done without parental supervision? They could have got something from a table that hit their head, and they would be put to sleep by a vase. Would be put to sleep by putting their finger on a wall plug. Hit their heads on a table corner. Forget about the dog. The parents. Where are the parents when this kid is walking around? So yeah, liability, bullshit. Okay? Rehoming, oh yeah, liability. And then no trainer can train my dog because only Dan can take care of the dog. Only Dan can handle the dog. Yeah. Because dog trainers can't handle dogs, can't train dogs. Because that's not their job. Because you don't see dog trainers training problem dogs. That's like the stupidest excuse ever. They were lazy trash people who were lazy to train their dog for 9 full years. Who were lazy to watch their child bullying their dog for a whole entire year. Their child antagonizing the dog. Their child hurting the dog. And then when the dog actually defended itself, we had to put him to sleep. And then, oh yeah, sorry. All right, their video has 700,000 plus views right now, right? Some people said that the video is monetized. Some people said that the video is not monetized. I am not going to watch that video. I watched enough of that video, and I'm not going to watch that video. I watched other YouTubers because, as many of you guys who subscribe to me has said in my comments in the past, I don't want to watch the video. I don't want to give them the views, so I come here. And I'm doing the same. I went to other channels to hear the story and got the sound bites of the things that sounded the important parts. And because I'm not doing a full video about it, I was not about to watch it because there's no excuse. There's nothing they can say in that video that can justify what they done. The dog was not sick. The dog was 9 years old. The dog was not old enough for what they did. The dog was healthy. So there's nothing in that video they can say to justify what they did. 700,000 views. Guess what? They turned off their likes and dislikes. I wonder why. They turned off their comments. Because if you go around on other channels, you will see the comments that they've been getting. And then Nikki posted something on Instagram as well to try to justify what they did. And they also got some very bad backlash there. Jeffree Star got involved. Jacqueline Hill got involved. There's no excuse for what they done. Some more stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then her husband, I think it's down now, but her husband's Instagram, he put it on his about. He put dog red rum. And if you don't know what red rum is, write it down and read it backwards. And if you know what it is, you have seen The Shining, and I love you because I love The Shining. The Shining is a great movie. Stephen King is my king. Anyways. All right, so I think this is all I needed to say. In the end of the day, there's no excuse to what they did. No excuse. All right? I understand it's their child. I understand it's a little human being. Cute, adorable. But I do not understand that it was not serious enough for them to say that they had to do it. They didn't have to do it. They could train the dog because they make enough money for that. They could rehome the dog. And if they were afraid of liability, give it to a no-kill shelter. Give it to an org that would train the dog and get the dog rehomed. They could have kept their child away from the dog, and that on a long run may not have been feasible, because as the child grows, the child is going to be unsupervised, right? I get it. But this dog lived in that house for 8 full years with no child. So they should have taken the steps, especially if they were aware of the fact that the dog did display aggression in the past. In the end of the day, these two are trash people. And the worst part is, nothing is gonna happen to them. They're not gonna go to jail. They're not gonna lose subscribers. Nothing is gonna happen to them. Because based on Micah and whatever else, Stauffer, her husband's channel's been growing. He's been doing good. So these people have no consequences to their actions. And it's our fault. We are watching them. We are watching these people. And they're just showing how terrible people they are. That's cruel. I would never in a million years would think. Sometimes even when I see sick dogs that people tell like they're suffering, it's the best for them. I'm like, they can't talk. How do you know they're suffering? But that's in my mind. I would never want to put a dog to sleep, even when it's sick. And it's just because I love animals so much that would hurt me to see a dog go to sleep and go to the heaven farm heaven, whatever. So to see a person, a family, saying that they had to do it when they had so many options, it just makes me super angry. And I don't know if I could like live another day without making a video about it, but I couldn't make a video about it because I have to study for my finals. So I decided to come on this live. I'm gonna change the thumbnail when I get to where I'm going right now, but I've been driving for 13 hours and I still have 2 more hours to go. But I needed to talk to you guys about this because it was just, yeah. Anyway, if you don't follow me on my social media, please do follow me on my social media. I am a lot more active on my social media, especially on my Snapchat. I've been Snapchatting a lot. I've been doing a lot of tweeting. I tweet a lot. But on my social media, you guys are going to get more and more updates about my personal life. And I also been doing a lot of Twitch. I haven't twitched in the past week. Again, my finals are just driving me crazy, but follow me on Twitch as well if you want to watch some stuff. And I'm gonna start like filming on Twitch and put it on Facebook. Oh my god, I'm a fucking boomer, sorry. But I'm going to start doing a lot of live streaming on Twitch. I have a couple there right now. Just follow me and subscribe if you like this rant. If you don't, just subscribe because I love my channel and I want you here. So just subscribe. And if you don't want to subscribe, like this video or this rant or this live or whatever, like it just to help it go around so we can get these people to be aware of what we think about it. But just don't go chasing them and saying stuff to them. We don't want them to be getting hate. But just express yourself on social media about what you think about what they did, right? But press a like just so this video go out there in the algorithm and you help with the channel. drop me a comment. Tell me what you think about this, because everybody has a way of looking at it, right? And all the information that I got, I just can't see any justification for what they did. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this to the end, and I'll see you in the next upload. Hopefully it will be soon. My finals are coming up in about 2 weeks, so I'm gonna start trying to do some editing, and the latest in the next 2 weeks I'm gonna be uploading something from my pre-recorded videos. I'll see you guys in the next upload. Bye.